indeed an honor to have among us Professor Nani Gopal Mahanta, sir. Nani Gopal Mahanta, sir, is a professor of political science at Guwahati University, Assam, India. He was formerly head of the Department of Political Science and Register at Guwahati University. A Jawaharlal Nehru University alumnus, Dr. Mahanta, sir, was a Rotary World Peace Fellow at University of California, Berkeley from 2002 to 2004. Dr. Mahanta has published extensively in national and regional newspapers and journals and has authored several books. He was felicitated with the Education Research and Development Foundation Excellence Award in 2009 for creating public awareness about civic and social rights. In addition, he has taken the charge of Education Advisor to the Government of Assam in the month of August 2021, and he has recently been received the NEP-NI Excellence Award in 2022. So, it's indeed an honor and privilege to have you among us, and I thank you for gracing this occasion with your presence. We'd like to hear a few words from you, sir.
Good morning and namaskar to all of you. Thank you very much for your kind words. Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Assam, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Assam Women's University. Our guest amongst us, Professor Dr. Hans from Ohio Arts Council, USA. We have with us our esteemed Register, and we have with us Sri Umnan Memorial, Dr. Orunima Goswami Ma'am, Bio, HOD Cultural Studies, Assam Women's University, esteemed faculty members, and dear student friends and esteemed guests. Well, at the very outset, I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude and thanks to the Honorable Vice Chancellor and to the Register for having given me this opportunity to come and be a part of this one-day international symposium on endangered percussion instruments of Northeast India, collection, documentation and preservation. Well, I am not an expert on the field. I belong to the discipline of political science. I am a student of political science, of course, for the last 1 year plus. I am associated with government with the policy level. And as such, I have been also associated with some of the issues, problems confronting your university, as our Honorable Vice Chancellor has already talked about few issues of this university, particularly the infrastructural issues and issues of human resources and regularization of few posts of those contractual faculty members who are already, they have been working in various departments since maybe 2014-15, and as has already been highlighted by our Vice Chancellor, in the presence of Honorable State Minister, it has been decided to regularize or to go for near regularization. These are two terms that have been used, regularization and near regularization of, if not all, but those who are working for quite some time, and this will happen very soon. We are working on it. There are various financial issues that are involved, but nevertheless, this is going to happen. So this is one part. And second part regarding infrastructural development, as you are aware, under the direct leadership of Honorable State Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, he promised me, and in fact told our Madam also, that he would like to visit your university, and he'll be very happy to see you young, vibrant minds here. And I've urged him to come first will and begin, and I'm waiting for the period to happen, for that incident to happen. And regarding, all of us know that NEP is going to be implemented soon. Madam Vice Chancellor was also there in some of policy makers, which was convened by His Excellency the Governor of Assam, in which I was conducting all the sessions, and we had invited various, policy makers from University Grounds Commission, NEC, and a lot of other people came to deliberate on various contours of new education policy. And I believe our Women University is also taking steps to implement NEP, particularly in university like Women University. What would be the implication of NEP? How new education policy will be implemented with our Women University? So I believe various committees should be formed, a task force should be formed, and I had a discussion with Madam Chairperson, our Madam Vice Chancellor, regarding your implementation strategy. What is your strategy for the implementation of NEP? In fact, I remember having received a copy from Vice Chancellor about your proposed module of NEP, and there are certain hindrances, I will call it hindrances, or certain disagreements among various Vice Chancellors regarding 2-3 issues. Issues like, if we want to introduce multiple entry and multiple exit, or if we want to introduce multidisciplinary courses, then it is desirable that various universities should have minimum 30-40% commonalities in terms of syllabus, because if you want to take maybe one course in one university, maybe you want to take next course maybe in JD College or maybe in Borough University, in such situation it is desirable that we should have little bit of commonality, at least 30-40% commonalities in terms of 4 subjects. That is number one. The second issue confronting our policymakers is about the grading pattern. All universities do not necessarily follow the similar pattern of grading, and that's how we are, facing a lot of problems while recruiting students in various colleges and universities. Now, what is the propensity is that various autonomous colleges or universities do have the tendency to give more marks to their students. I do not want to blame anybody, but nevertheless, if we have a kind of common grading pattern, this should help in the smooth implementation of NEP in the days to come. The third issue that confronts us is the common, academic calendar. Common academic calendar in the sense that suppose some students, because this NEP is conspicuous by its various important features like flexibility, the students should be having a seamless interchange among institutions. Students should get the opportunity to study in various institutions. But if various universities of this state do not have similar uniform academic pattern, then what will happen is that you may not be in a position to conduct your internship. For example, this NEP talks about conducting internship in various departments, maybe with the government department, maybe with developmental agencies, maybe with NGOs. But if the universities adopt different methodology for structuring their academic calendar, then it will be much problem. That is why we are urging our Vice Chancellors to sit down and to bring out some consensus regarding uniform academic Vedic calendar. These are some of the issues. With these words, I would like to talk about briefly about the theme of today's international symposium, that is about endangered percussion instruments of Northeast India from my generic experiment. As I say, I am not an expert, but just to complement what our Honorable Vice Chancellor said, I would like to give you a different perspective of resurrection. I would like to call it regeneration of folk music in Northeast India, where percussion instruments also constitute an important ingredient. Now, when I talk about cultural studies, it deals with, as we know, ethnicity. It deals with the notion of state-society relation, and it is said that Northeast India is perhaps the best, arena for studying culture, for studying various issues of ethnicity, state-people relationship, so on and so forth. I remember a book written by Zen Scott, The Art of Not Being Governed. In fact, he talks about the various social ethnic groups of Northeast India. We have more than 270 plus social groups, 170 plus languages. So in terms of heterogeneity, in terms of such huge social composition, you will find this enormity, this amount of heterogeneity anywhere in India. In fact, except perhaps Africa, we do not have such regions in the world where you would find this amount of diversity, this amount of heterogeneity. And that is why it is said that the future of music lies in Northeast India. And I am told that various music composers, particularly from Bollywood, they are taking Northeast India as an experimenting ground. And I have tried to look at that our various musicians and singers like Papon or Debussy Sakmai and most of others, including Humnan Boranamoria, they have, of course, they have out of respect, various instruments have been utilized in the traditional sense, but there is new experiment now. Now I believe this seminar will look into what kind of experiments are taking place and what is the implication of such experiments. For example, Bollywood is using our Kanturia Bihu. Bollywood is using our dhul, khul, pepa and other instruments in a big manner. I just would like to give one example from Jab we made this film. Alikari Zabini, God Mira Party, Kate Kohi, Kohirode. What I'm trying to say is that Bollywood is trying to bring up some of the folk elements and instrumentalities into the Bollywood Hindi films. Not only Hindi films. The one picture is given by Madam Vice Chancellor about how the new generation is little bit apathetic to the our folk instruments or percussion instruments. But at the same time, I have some, seen new boys and girls who are experimenting. Even look at it. Hanuman Hagar Bandha sound, guitar nimitte ami juddho dibo jao. Eitu gaisile jana kone amar Lukogito Komrat. কি নাম থেকে পড়াছিল লোকগীত সম্রাট পাঠক রমেশ পাঠক was the father figure. But now if you play the YouTube you see how this, I don't know if this is deviation, but it sounds good. And I have compared it with Rameswar Pathak And the other part, I think its new innovation is coming out without compromising its basic ethos. Then second example I would like to give how new generation is taking up our folk instruments for including percussion is Guru Raven Masang from Manipur, the other side of the how this is being popularized. Guru Raven Masang, I have seen his performance, wonderful performance. This wandering minstrel from hills of Manipur, he is called the father of folk blues. And this crusader has not only rediscovered, reinvented the very rich folk tradition of Tangkol Nagas, and he also refashioned tribal musical instruments. So what are those tribal musical instruments that he has popularized? Re-examined and re-experimented with original Tinteria instrument. It's called Tinteria instrument. In order to create a distinct sound, it goes harmoniously with modern acoustic electric guitar. So what I'm trying to say is that not only Tinteria, he's also experimenting with another instrument which is called how music. The music that he is popularizing is known as how music. And another instrument is Yang Kui. Yang Kui is another such instrument that Guru Raven Masang is popularizing. So on the one hand, when there is skepticism, apathy on the part of the new generation, on the other hand, new musical groups are coming up who are utilizing our traditional instruments, percussion and others to popularize among the young generation. The next example I would like to give is Tatsio Sisters of Nagaland. The emergence of Tatsio Sisters, you should invite them sometimes. Recently, we invited them to Guwahati in a program called Lukumantan. It was a folk congregation. Well, the protagonists of Lokomantan do not want to call it folk dance. They want to call it Lokokola. They call it Lok beyond folk. That is the new term that some of us are trying to popularize. Lok nahoy, Lok beyond folk. And it is argued that this connotation called Lokok encompasses variety of factors which folk, the terminology called folk, may not necessarily include. So therefore, there is a tendency to popularize a new terminology called Lokok, which is also used, of course, while talking about the folk music and folk culture in Northeast India. So Tatsio Sisters, they are from a relatively, a tribe, Chakesan tribe. That is a tribe which is less known in Nagaland. As you know, in Nagaland, and this is identity question, this is cultural, political science issues. Chakesan is a tribe or area where, they are relatively unknown to the major tribes in Nagaland. And Tatsio Sisters, by popularizing their native language, native musical tune, they are reviving a new tradition in Nagaland. So I argue to bring Tatsio Sisters to your university. There is a third group called Abiogenesis. That is another musical group, particularly from Nagaland. They have popularized a new bamboo-based, instrument. They call it bambino. So what I am trying to say is in Northeast India, along with apathy, along with decline of those instruments, there is a new generation also. Well, I do not want to give a sweeping comment that because of their emergence, percussion instruments, the future is very good. I am not saying that. what I'm trying to suggest is that this emergence of a new musical tradition in Northwest India, how does it unfold for your cultural studies? This remains to be seen. I believe you get my point. I'm not giving sweeping comments that this is the golden days of percussion instruments or folk music has arrived. What I'm trying to suggest is that how far this kind of new experiment, even another guy I would like to take name is Fu Ning Ding. He's another such guy who is he's a very interesting guy. He lives in the jungles of Karnataka. He studied in Don Bosco, and one day he was expelled from his school for his new experimentation. And he lived in jungles, and now he popularized what he calls Fu music in India. What is Fu music? Fu music is the music from the interior side of Karnataka. So this guy, musician called Fu Ning Ding, he goes for the new experimentation. So I would like to conclude again. Let me reiterate, I am not an expert. This is a very common observation that how this new experimentation with folk music by Pakon, by many others including Bhunnantala, that's your sisters, Fu Ning Ding, what are the implications for our future? I believe these various issues will be discussed because Northwest India is a vibrant society where it is said that the future of music lies with Northwest India. I express my best wishes, extend my greetings to all of you. I believe on the deliberation of this international symposium will be a great success. With these words, I especially welcome our esteemed guest, Dr. Hans Holter, ethnomusicologist, Ohio Arts Council, USA, to this symposium, sir. And along with him, as an advisor to the government of Assam, I extend my greetings and welcome